My name is Jason Stanley. I'm the Jacob Urovsky Professor of Philosophy at Yale University. My name is Jason Stanley. I'm the Jacob Urovsky Professor of Philosophy at Yale University. Hi, my name is Jason Stanley. I'm the Jacob Urovsky Professor of Philosophy at Yale University. My name is Jason Stanley. I'm a teacher in the philosophy department here at Yale University. I'm the Jacob Urovsky Professor of Philosophy. I'm the Jacob Urovsky Professor of Philosophy at Yale University and the author of 5 books, most recently, How Fascism Works, The Politics of Us and Them. What is success? You can be successful at many things. You can be successful at counting blades of grass. Is that success? It isn't success. I'm the Jacob Urovsky Professor of Philosophy at Yale University and the author of 5 books, most recently, How Fascism Works, The Politics of Us and Them.
This is a running joke.
I say I don't think he really doesn't look that much like him, man. I think he really did think this is a real case of all white people look the same to you, man. That's my point. He looks more like me, probably.
Oh my God. Good morning.
Are you muted?
I don't know who you are, Chavez, but let's you and I go count blades of grass and have some success with that. What do you think?
Count blades of grass? Oh, well,
yeah, that's what he said. He said we can do that and be a success.
Oh, I don't know what the hell he says.
Oh my God.
But I've wasted my time worse, I think. So we can do that.
Oh my God. I have been waiting. Go ahead, sir.
I don't know whether to be offended that you think I look like him or sound like him, because both of them are pretty fucking bad.
Yeah. Isaiah just thinks all white people look the same.
He is kind of faggy. I see.
You said it, not me.
Oh my God. This has been I've been waiting to do that. I've been waiting to do that for years. Like seriously. Like that's something I've known. First off, good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Friday to each and every one of you. This is Apostate Radio. This is episode number 10. I am Isaiah Carter, as always, here live from the County of Kings, the People's Republic of Brooklyn. And I am here as ever by my boy from the land of Apeats.
Apeats.
Yes, Mr. Nostra Chavez. What's good, brother?
Yay.
Oh my God. You know, this is a very special day, a very special edition of Apostate Radio. I have been wanting to speak with this gentleman for quite some time. I have learned a lot about the way some of the, I guess, emotional and mental drivers of our current political moment. This man is, if James Lindsay is the grandmaster of communism and helping people to understand communism, this man is the grandmaster of cluster B personality disorders. He is the host of the Disaffected podcast and a man who has gone through his own journey through leftism. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jacob Urovsky
Jesus Christ.
Professor of Disaffection.
That's racist. That's racist, Isaiah.
An occasional Jason Stanley doppelganger.
That is unfair.
That is
a very unfair characterization.
My good friend, Mr. Joshua Slocum, sir. I'm so glad you're here, man. How are you,
gentlemen?
Yeah, happy to have you, Josh.
A little bit of a late start, but you know what? we're rocking and rolling. We're rocking and rolling.
Hey, this is independent media, man. You got to roll with the punches.
Exactly.
Can I first? I know that you want to talk about some serious things, but the way I'm built is I can't talk about serious things without also talking about bullshit. So the first thing I would like to talk about, please,
We have that in common.
is somebody please explain to me what is street beefs. I was promised street beefs. I do not know what street beefs are.
Street beef.
Yes,
Like street
please help me.
Yeah. So, okay. So the reason why he's asking me this question, and I just have to get this real quick because it's actually insane. So Josh got something. Was this in your? He DMs me this image right here. Oh wait, wrong one.
What was that?
No, we'll get to that.
About race. Good.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But hold on a second. I remove that, and yeah, there we go. Yeah, so James Dreyfus apparently got challenged to street beefs by what looks like a Chris Chan wannabe. Look at this. So James Dreyfus, who is is he related to Richard Dreyfuss, or is he?
No, he's not. James Dreyfus is a British actor. He's I don't know. He's probably like 5 years older than me. I'm 50. He's a Gen X. He's not related to James Dreyfus, but he's well known in the UK. He's been on many shows. He's very funny.
Okay. And what's crazy is this guy is like, I would so fucking fight you in street beefs. What's up, bitch? Like,
what the fuck is street beefs? What is this?
I want to. Yeah, I mean, I've been trying. See, when I'm gonna pluck that and put it in for my script this weekend, and I like to rehearse different ways of saying things. So I've been trying to figure out how to say it. Can you put that back on the screen for a second, please?
Yes, George. Yeah.
Okay. So I was thinking, I would so fucking fight you in street beefs. What's up, bitch? What is street beefs?
Street beefs is what I'll explain it. Street beefs is what you see homeless people stroking on the subways in New York.
Oh no!
I was gonna say it sounds like a street taco, but taco in the gross way.
Oh
no! It's like a street tube steak.
Oh my god! It's okay. So what street beefs actually is? It's like these independent guys that they basically do like fights, like real fights, like boxing, MMA. It's out in the middle of nowhere.
A pickup fight.
Like Kimbo Slice?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Well, I wouldn't say it's like a random street fight. Like they got they got 4 chapters actually. One that's down in Virginia Beach, another one that's in Seattle, like outside of Seattle, Washington. And basically, what they do is they have like actual fights, the insurance and all that shit. Like some of the fights are actually pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, they have impressed me over the years. I'll send you the YouTube link.
Only send me yeah, I'm only interested in the hot ones. So
oh shit.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
So before we go any further, again, just want to ask y'all to follow us here at follow us here at Isaiah L. Carter and also at Nostra Chavez. You can also follow our show account at Apostate Radio NY on X. And please be sure, if you want to support this little enterprise we're in, you can do so at buymeacoffee.com/apostate radio.
We shout out Disaffected Pod?
Yes, we absolutely did. And you must follow Josh. You must. I don't care what anybody has to say.
That's a rule.
This is a must. Yes. Josh is a friend of mine, even though we haven't met exactly, but I feel a deep kinship with this man. You can follow Josh at Disaffected Pod. Now, I'm going to say this. You've got quite the podcast, sir. If you could speak to our audience here, who you are, what your journey was like. Journey.
My journey. Okay, I'll tell you about my journey.
Yes, please. Yes, your journey and how you get out of the weirdo community and all that.
Yeah, community.
Go ahead, dude.
So, Disaffected is a weekly show that I do with my friend Kevin Hurley, who is the other half of the show. He's
Shout
technical.
to Kevin.
Yes, he makes it look beautiful and sound beautiful and everything technical work right. He's the producer. Pardon me. It's a weekly show and it has a thesis. And the thesis is that the kind of abusive psychology that is familiar to many of us from domestic and child abuse in the home, this is motivated by what are called cluster B personality disorders, which is basically pathological narcissism, emotional instability, the people who claim to be victims while they're bullying other people. That was my mother. That was what I grew up with. And in adulthood, in my early 40s, I had a serious life crisis where I had to put my abusive mother out of my life. I had to evict her from a home that I owned. And I first understood at age 41 that my mother had always had a serious cluster B personality disorder. I mean, for people who are old enough to remember this, my childhood was a trailer park version of the movie Mommy Dearest. And I don't say that to exaggerate. That is literally what it was like.
Oh my God.
Then I realized very quickly that abuse dynamic that I was familiar with in the home was structuring our political and cultural conversation on the left. Particularly, the left has become mainstream culture. And the thesis of the show is personality disorders and personality disorder dynamics and people who are affected by it. All of these things that we think of as domestic abuse have gone public and feral. And so the thing that I want to do on the show is to help people connect the dots and see that the way they're lied to by the media, by politicians, by the woke, by the mainstream Democrats at this point, literally is the domestic and child abuse that they may have seen in other contexts.
I find this to be absolutely chilling, because for you, the experience was your mother. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with the Disaffected podcast, please make sure that what Josh has recommended for people to do, go watch the first, and I believe it's the second episodes of your podcast to get the full context.
Yeah, episodes 1 and 2 are audio only. It's a fully produced video show now. But episodes 1 and 2 are audio only. And they set up the entire framework that we continue to use on the show, although there's current news and topical stuff and humor and things like that. But I tell the story and I make that explicit connection step by step. So if anyone's like, what's this about? You will not be confused if you invest the time to listen to the first 2.
Yeah. It's crazy because I have a similar story when it comes to disaffection from mainstream liberalism. For you, it was your mom. For me, it was an ex.
Okay.
Yeah, I had an ex-girlfriend who works in diversity, equity, and inclusion. And she but like most of the time that we were together, I did not know what she did. Okay, I never understood it. It was just one of those things where I was like, okay, she does these, little seminars and travels everywhere. I didn't find out about what it was that she did until after we had an argument concerning one of her coworkers. We had gone to an event in support of him, and he went. It was a drag show. My ex-girlfriend and I went to it. We went to support her friend, and about a year later, because I hadn't seen him in a while, I was like, "Hey, how's so and so? He's how's he doing?" And she goes, "Oh, they're doing fine."
Oh my God.
And after that, I'm like, "Oh wait, no." I said, "No, we're not doing this." Like, because by that time, I had already become aware of the whole plural pronouns for a single being, and all the rest. And the anger that was displayed in that conversation afterwards was like how dare you refuse to use his pronouns. It's like hearing nails on a chalkboard. How fucking dare you, and all the rest. Like, it's and I knew then that something was wrong. And like from that moment on up until the time that she left, I refused to play along. I just did not play along with the pronoun game.
Not a boy. I like that.
And then, but what made it what was even crazier was what happened afterward. Like, I really got to see, like, I got that narcissism, that cluster B shit right up close and personal, and did not know what it was. Really, up until I started watching your show. I'm
sorry to do this, gentlemen, but keep talking. I'm gonna put the headphones down for a second, because if I don't put this cat outside, it is literally going to climb up my back and break this camera. I should have done that before, but you keep talking. I'm hearing you about the ex-girlfriend. I'll be right back. But I am.
Put that pussy outside.
Yeah, I'll drop you down.
It's gonna get the smackdown.
I got you. Nah, bro, I get it. Like, and here's what's crazy. He's got, like, I think a Maine Coon. Not dead ass. He's got a Maine Coon. It's white. He named him Shredder.
I just made a Maine Coon joke yesterday. But I'm not gonna repeat it because it might offend somebody.
Come on, bro. You can't do that. Anyway. No.
I made it towards my wife. Let's put it that way.
Okay. All right. He's back. He's back. All right. Let me bring it back up.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It's all right. Who was that Shredder that was giving you the problem?
Yes.
Shredder.
Oh no.
Super Shredder.
I love him, but he is such an asshole. He is.
That's cats
He is such an asshole.
He might be cluster B.
All cats are borderlines. ACAB hashtag.
Oh my God.
They're all borderlines. He's such a dick. Every time I get on to talk to anybody, whether it's a client or you guys, starts yowling and screaming, or he'll go and he'll use the litter box specifically because he knows that I can't get up and he won't cover it up. So he's like, "All right, you can just smell this."
Yeah.
Oh, I know. You see what I have to put up with? After all that child abuse, and my cat does it to me too.
Oh God!
Can't escape it.
Should I reconsider then? Because I've actually been considering getting a cat.
No. I love my. I love cats. I like dogs too, but I generally keep cats myself. But they are definitely cluster B animals.
Yeah,
I could see that.
I
want to say real quick, Isaiah. I'm assuming Josh has heard of this, but are you familiar with the story of Greg Lukianoff from FAIR?
Yes, I am familiar.
So they talked about it on. I'll go over it real quickly. In The Coddling of the American Mind by Jonathan Haidt and Greg Lukianoff, and I think Haidt mentioned that Greg, had severe depression. And he was suicidal. He almost killed himself one night, right? And so he learned cognitive behavioral therapy. He checked himself into the mental hospital, and they taught him some cognitive behavioral therapy at some point, and he was able to. That really kind of helped him get back on track and not have suicidal ideation as much or at all. But he noticed, and I don't know if you remember this aspect of it, is why I'm bringing it up. He noticed one of the things that made them write that book. He brought it up to Jonathan Haidt, the social psychologist, that kids on college campuses were exhibiting cognitive distortions. basically exhibiting the exact opposite of what he's taught to do or to look out for in CBT, right? Things like catastrophizing, expecting the worst possible outcome, magnification, minimization, exaggerating the importance of negative aspects while downplaying positive ones, which you see a lot, I think, in a lot of these critical theory classes, right? Like if it's like gender studies, then they're going to be talking about the whole time about how bad men are, right? How bad males are. And they never talk about the good parts of what men have provided. Like that probably doesn't ever come up. And that's why you have girls coming out of college saying, wouldn't the world be better without men? Not realizing that like men mine every fucking metal and resource on earth and built all the cities and
princess lifestyle because of men.
Yeah. Invented almost everything, you know. Not to say that men are so much more important than women, but boy, is that important, right? What's emotional reasoning is another cognitive distortion. I'm assuming that feelings are an accurate reflection of reality, leading to negative interpretations of situation. So a lot of this stuff you see through wokeness, like, right. And he said, and him and Haidt kind of came to the conclusion that colleges and maybe even like woke therapy and the way we're raising our children, a lot of different things are coming together to teach kids that, you know, this is the way you should think about things. Like cognitive distortions is the right way. Always trust your feelings is one of them, right? Is one of the great untruths they mentioned. So I think it kind of goes side by side with what you're saying with the cluster B stuff. Maybe, I don't know what you think about this, that maybe it's helping push kids and woke people and even adults into like being more cluster B or being more narcissistic or borderline, because these are probably things that could be developed through like, you know, having the opposite of a proper character development. You know, it's not always perhaps based on personality or not always based on childhood trauma or neglect, although that's a big part of it often. But it also could just be something developed that people reward and nobody calls them out on, right? So what do you think about that?
Yes. Well, yes. That's why I keep saying yes.
Okay.
We're all talking about the same phenomena.
Yeah.
I do not. So a personality disorder, to be diagnosable, you know, like if you were to go to a clinician and really get formally diagnosed, that's a severe mental distortion. Personality disorders are not light and easy mental illnesses. They are, in fact, the worst and most intransigent.
Indeed.
There are exceptions, and you're going to get. Well, you may get flooded with complaining. Not all people who say, "Why didn't Josh say that in this case?" Blah 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 blah. I'm not playing that game. Everybody, audience, supply your own not-alls. You're all grown-ups. You all can understand that.
Yeah, you can only do that so many times before you want to put a bullet in the head.
But for the most part, most cluster B personality disorder people are not going to get better. Most of them don't have the capability. They don't think there's anything wrong with them. They think they are the ones who are right and everyone else has a problem.
Yeah.
I'm not proposing that the majority of leftists have a personality disorder. Here's what I am proposing. Number one, that the left today is the natural home of this kind of psychology, this kind of cluster B psychology, not the right. It's not both sides.
Yep.
Yes, people of all political persuasions can have these psychological problems. No, it's not symmetrical. It is the left today.
Yeah, it is.
And so, yeah, we're not going to play that. I'm not going to make people feel better by saying, well,
Both
you know,
sides.
but also on the right. No, that's a bunch of bullshit. It's actually part of the cluster B game.
Yep.
But I am saying that even people who do not have a fully diagnosable personality disorder are far more baseline narcissistic and enact cluster B behaviors at a far higher rate than the background population did even 20 years ago, but certainly much more than 40 years ago.
It's insanity to me because it's almost as if it's been induced over the span of time.
It has been.
Like,
and
like
you're right.
I'm sorry. I have noticed this in advertisements.
Yes.
Like there's so much more focus on you deserve. You deserve. This is a
Nothing's more
journey.
important than your
Nothing's
vision.
exactly.
Break all boundaries.
You're amazing.
Never
Right.
accept no.
You're amazing.
Yes,
you hear that a lot. Everybody's fucking amazing, like Spider-Man. Like how everybody for what?
It's like this whole
these words that like used to mean extreme positive stuff is now just everybody's amazing. Not everybody can be amazing. All right.
Right. If every and that's something that you touched on a while ago.
This is very woman oriented. There's the feminine narcissism.
Yeah.
This is I'm afraid this is not equally sexed. The problem is far, far more on the woman's side right now.
I would agree. I would agree with that.
There are women are out of control. They're absolutely out of control.
Some of them are,
they are
especially on the left,
rewarded for enacting narcissistic, borderline, and often sociopathic behaviors. They are applauded and said that they are described as being strong women. Look at Hollywood. We've got we have movies now that are giving the sympathetic backstory to the villainess. They did it with Cruella de Vil. They did it with Maleficent. They're doing it with
the Marvels. The Marvels.
All of them recently, right?
Yeah, they do it a lot. Yeah.
And there are a lot of men who are partaking of this too. It's not as if men don't display these things, but this is very much the feminine,
toxic femininity. It's
toxic femininity.
Yeah.
Toxic femininity.
There is
positivity.
Toxic masculinity, there's definitely toxic femininity, and this is a big part of it, as well as like the devouring mother stuff with,
that's all cluster B stuff.
As you said with like Hollywood, it's like you see these actresses that have 2 trans kids, 3 trans kids, 2 trans kids, and a non-binary kid. It's like, how the hell did that happen?
Yep.
And no one wants to ask because we've all been like, no one wants to ask that question because we've all been trained over the last several years to just accept it as this, as just a thing that happens, right?
Yes.
Like there's no way. And then what really has bugged me particularly about the whole gender nonsense over the last several years, it's as if there's been, well, really, before I'll take it back a little further. There has been this pedestalization, this pedestalization of everything in that group, as if it somehow makes them more, I don't know, enlightened. If they identify in that way, like they could be dumb as dog shit, but for some odd reason, but we would have to listen to everything they say and treat what they say as some type of dogma, as some type of like holy dogma. I mean, I know you've seen that before.
Lived experience type stuff.
Yeah, that whole lived experience nonsense. Like I've never seen it.
Yeah. I'm a victim. This my friend Helen Dale, I'm gonna forget the phrase she uses. She's a writer, commentator, retired lawyer. Describes this really well as I forget her really good phrase, but it's basically the idea is that the state of being a victim, the state of having been abused, somehow elevates you to a moral oracle that we all need to listen to.
Same thing with oppression, right? If you are
if you're oppressed, then you're morally virtuous and you can't do anything wrong.
Disabled, who's a lesbian, who's a Muslim, like all add those together, she's like the queen of the universe.
Yes. Yeah. So, and we're seeing it in it's the gender stuff, it's feminism, but it's also, like I told you, Isaiah, what we were going to talk about. It's also, this cluster B thing is so evident in the prominent Black community right now. And I say Black community advisedly, because I make fun of the word community on the show all the time, because we're always calling these disparate group of people as if they all have the same common interest, and I know that they don't. But, right now, this kind of aggressive sociopathic narcissism is not only okay if you're a woman, if you're a tranny, if you're Black, if you're gay, well, except if you're like me, a gay white man, I'm an oppressor now. I've lost my privilege card. This is all, it's not only okay, it's actually applauded. It's called moral. It's called fighting the good fight.
Mhm.
So yeah.
So Josh, I mean, I agree with everything you just said. Do you think what do you think caused like this increase in narcissism? And maybe I'm sorry if you answered this already, but specifically, or what things? There's probably a number of things within the last, I don't know, 3-4 decades, or maybe even since the '60s. I'm sure it started since the '60s.
I think it is since the '60s.
Yeah.
We could do 5 shows about this and never get to the bottom of it. The broad outlines of the answer, which are all I can give you, I think,
Yeah.
are the combination of the very comfortable material existence that became available to Americans in the post-World War II economic boom, the 1950s, that standard of living that was higher than anyone on the world had ever seen before. I think it made us soft. I think it made us complacent. I think we forgot that basic values matter: stable family structure, sexual modesty, reining in your hedonistic impulses, separating your private life from your public life. The sense, particularly with the hippies, my parents' generation of the '60s, the sense of duty to country was completely laughed at.
Yeah.
There was no such thing as civic duty, no such thing as it's all the man trying to hold you down. And generation after generation, so we've got parenting that has become more and more neglectful, and now to the point of actually engendering neurosis and sometimes personality disorders in kids, refusing to let them grow up, doing everything for them, coddling them. Then they get into school and they're simultaneously psychologically abused by teachers who are trying to claim that the United States is nothing but a land of oppression. So they're telling the students they're victims, but with some of the students, they're also telling them they're perpetrators. Try being a white boy in public school right now.
It's almost it's impossible. I mean, it's
or
impossible.
a black boy. I mean, what if you're a black kid in public school? First of all, you can get away with anything. You can hit anybody you want. You can scream at the teacher. You won't get expelled because people are afraid of being called racist. If you're a white kid in school, but both it's school has, what is the word I'm looking for? Demonized the state of being male so badly that young men, and it has nothing to do with race. It's just, how young men, boys and men are. They really don't have a chance in public school. So I think all of these things are coming together to make this excess of narcissism.
Yeah, Christina Hoff Sommers wrote a book called The War Against Boys, I think in maybe 1999 or something like that.
Yeah, more than 20 years ago.
Back then. And she foresaw this and saw what was going on with her sons. I agree with you. I was going to mention, but then you kind of just mentioned it about the causes. I think a big part of it, is definitely the Marcusian leftist leaning thing where everybody's got to be an activist, which means you got to go against the white people, the male, straight people, whatever, America.
Yep. That's Gramsci. Culture.
So there's that. And
that's Antonio Gramsci. Gramsci was the one who said that.
A number of those guys. Paulo Freire, as James Lindsay was talking to us about. But like you said,
James is right on about this.
What I was going to say is like what you just brought up is like, I think there's been an erosion of virtues. We used to teach kids virtues, right? And that was very useful. Being honest, being courageous, being dutiful, and also getting rid of civics classes. Like I don't know if we have that anymore. I'm sure some schools maybe do.
I haven't seen any,
but I didn't have civics classes, and I know they used to, where they teach you like, hey, how to be a good citizen.
I was at the very tail end of that. That was when I was in public school.
You're Gen X,
very last gasp. Yeah.
I'm an older millennial.
The thing that bothers me is especially about the lack of civics. The lack of civics is that it proves how narcissism and this obsession with feelings has completely left the door wide open for people to not have a single clue as to the actual workings of their government. And so anybody who's an elected official, that's why we always have seemingly the same exact kind of people who are running for office. Okay. These people can almost say, especially given the emotionally charged media ecosystem that the left currently enjoys, it's basically, well, the Constitution just says whatever the fuck I want it to be. It's just whatever I say, and
or we just abolish it.
Or you get some screaming cotton ball head on the Breakfast Club here in New York talk about, well, I think we ought to just get rid of the Constitution altogether.
Good
like anything that was written before 1965, and I find that date very, very suspect. Well, anything that was written before 1965 was written by all white men, so we need to get rid of it. Never mind the fact that the 14th and 15th Amendment, which are the only reason why we're still not in the cotton fields in 2025, was written by old white men. So what? We're going to get rid of that? Oh, we're going to get rid of the civil rights, the Civil Rights Act and all that.
Yeah. Oh, yes, that is what they want, and they will do it if we allow them to.
Right.
Yeah.
They've already succeeded to a great degree. It's not like, oh, that'll be coming no, they're already
doing it.
They've been winning for years, and they don't. There's probably nothing. There's nothing that's going to wake these people up except forceful pushback. But I gotta say, white men are getting real fucking sick of this shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
as you should.
I'm 50 years old,
and not just white men either.
I was a leftist my entire life. I was a Democrat. I was a goddamn wokie. I was under this spell. I believed this stuff. I called myself a male feminist. I was like, trans women are women. I mean, I was absolutely cult indoctrinated, like millions of other people. I'm not above this. I was part of this. I know why it happened.
Yeah.
I was wrong. I mean, I could not be more politically opposite from the person I was 10 years ago, because I see now that it was a deception. And that the people who I was told were my enemies were not my enemies. They were the people who were keeping the roads paved. They were the people who were raising their children right and paying their property taxes. These were just normal people. And if you guys anybody can do this. You can find evidence of my lunatic leftist opinions all over the internet from years and years ago, right?
Same.
And anybody can find that. You'll all see it. If a guy like me, who looked like the stereotypical, frankly, liberal faggot, which is what I was, if I can end up here, this can happen to anybody. So, don't think you're safe. You can only piss the white guys off so much.
I mean, I think in this particular, with this particular point, we're going to get into what's been pissing everyone off, because something else happened.
It's pissing black people off too, right, Isaiah? It's pissing. You've seen it in Chicago, especially.
Latinos
obviously switched over. Plenty of them. A lot of Latinos are conservative to begin with. So are a lot of black people.
So here in New York, in New York, I mean, we talk about this all the time, but like, there's an issue that blacks and Latinos absolutely hate. Okay, and that's congestion pricing and all this other like anti-motorist shit that New York City has been. This entire anti-motorist kick, from the speed cameras to congestion pricing to boulders and all that stuff, right?
No, I know.
Yeah, I can't imagine what they've got up there in New England, but down
kind of bullshit.
But like the Marist poll came out a couple days ago, which showed that like 60% of Latinos and close to about 58% of black people who were interviewed for this poll are all opposed to it. They're opposed to congestion pricing and all this other bullshit that they're doing, but yet congestion pricing persists, and people see exactly who's pushing it, and it's these cluster B, very affluent, one-dimensional people who have just taken over the city government down here.
Mm.
Government at the city level, at the state level, in at least half the states, and at the federal level has been run. And I'm not saying this. You have to explain so many. Millennials and Gen Z have so wrecked language that I feel like I can't even use the word literally, because if I use the word literally, you will think I mean the opposite. There are
You literally
actual.
just said that.
I literally just did. We are run by actual psychopaths.
We
These
are.
actual psychopathy
Yeah.
is one word for one of the cluster B disorders, antisocial personality disorder. These are people without a conscience. They do not care about the harm and the effect of their actions on other people. Some of them sadistically take pleasure in harming others, but all of them simply don't care, and they will use you up to the point of death in order to get their aims fulfilled. We are under the yoke of psychopaths.
We are here. Yeah, we're here. And it's to that effect that I want to get into. There's a couple, there are several things I wanted to talk to you about, but I know we've got you for up until a certain time. I want to talk about this whole thing with RFK Jr. real quick, because RFK Jr., out of all of the people within the Trump administration that I was very, very happy that he to have him on, RFK Jr. was maybe was probably the number one guy behind Scott Bessent.
Okay.
Scott Bessent became a favorite of mine because of his Scott Bessent, for those of you who don't know, is the current Treasury Secretary.
Right.
And RFK Jr. is the head of health, HHS, correct if I remember correctly.
Yes,
He's
Health
the head
and
of
Human Services.
Health and Human Services. This man has had a crusade, and honestly, it's a crusade that I applaud him in, which is he's trying to get to the bottom of why kids have so many illnesses.
Yep.
So many childhood illnesses leading up to and including autism. Yesterday he gave a speech that has had certain corners of the internet buzzing, because he, like I said, he wants to get to the bottom of autism. Here's a clip of it.
Read literature. It is absolutely indefensible to continue to promote this. It doesn't take you to read the literature. It just takes a little common sense. If the epidemic is an artifact, a better diagnostic criteria or better recognition, then why are we not seeing it in older people? Why is this only happening in young people? You know, I asked Walter before we came out here, I said, have you ever seen anybody our age? I'm 71 years old with full-blown autism, head banging, nonverbal, non-toilet trained, stimming, toe walking, these other stereotypical features. Where are these people walking around the mall? You can't find them. They're not in homes. There are no homes for them. There are no institutions for them.
He's absolutely right.
That is peculiar, huh?
That is very peculiar. And I don't know what happened to that. That was a very
What happened? The thing turned off?
Yeah, the clip stopped. But Josh, what are your thoughts on that, man?
I think you're asking about the hysterical reaction from many
Yes.
commentators on the left, people like Senator Elizabeth Warren, who called it dangerous and disgusting. That's a direct quote. She called his comments dangerous and disgusting. She's a cluster B shrew.
Why is it dangerous and disgusting?
Here's what I think it is. Yeah. Okay, and I think this is tied to the concept of the anger that people have over the word retarded, which I'm going to use repeatedly.
Same.
Sorry, it's a great word.
It's the best word.
Here's the reality. God rest her soul, my Aunt Connie, she's been dead since the early 1990s, was mentally retarded. That is the name of the condition that my Aunt Connie had. She had fetal alcohol syndrome. She was born in 1959. She was I miss her. Of all the people in my life who've died, I miss her the most. She was a wonderful person, but she was very seriously brain damaged. And she got to the level of capability of about a 4 or 5-year-old with emotional problems. She could feed herself, she could go to the bathroom, but she couldn't tie her own shoes. She couldn't live by herself, right? Um, Connie was mentally retarded, and people absolutely lose their mind over that word. Why? Why do they lose their minds? Because our modern value is to deny reality and to invert reality. So we have to call ugliness beautiful. We have to call confusion clarity. We have
Yeah.
to call abuse love. I mean, we do it. We call the medical and surgical Mengele level abuse of children, sex
Care.
changes for children. We call that gender affirming
Care.
care,
Yeah.
right? Think about the word
It's
retarded.
despicable.
Retarded itself is a euphemism, meaning a good word. It is a misleading word. It was actually the replacement for moron and imbecile.
Yeah.
I want everyone in the audience to think this through with me. Put your thinking cap on, shut your feelings off for a minute. What does the word retarded actually mean in the dictionary? It means delayed. So, for example, you can set the spark timing on your car and your engine to be delayed. It's called retarding the spark so that you get a more efficient combustion out of your engine. Retarded people were described as intellectually delayed, meaning they were slow, they needed more time to catch up. That euphemism itself was bullshit. My Aunt Connie was not retarded. She wasn't delayed. She didn't eventually catch up. She was incapable because she had brain damage. We can't even accept that reality. That's why I think people freak out over what Kennedy said about autism, because millions of people in this country, knowingly or unknowingly, and I'm talking about parents here, have built a narcissistic gratification identity for themselves by saying, I have an autistic child. I have a special needs child. I have a this. I have a that. You know what? When I was growing up, autism meant exactly what Kennedy said it meant.
Yes.
Headbanging, screaming, biting, inability to verbalize. I have known these people. They are real.
Yes.
You're telling me that your kid out there who doesn't like to sit there and finish his math homework is autistic, and you're freaking out because, well, Kennedy's that. These people are, you know what? I'm sorry, I should just shut up, but this is
No.
such bullshit.
It is. And let me tell you, let me just give you a little bit of lived experience, as it were. All right.
Yeah.
So in my second marriage, my ex-wife used to be an IEP aide. She worked for an agency that worked with severely autistic kids.
Yeah.
Okay. She used to work for a school in Baltimore City that worked with severely autistic kids. We all know what these kids look like. I saw like some of the things that RFK that Bobby was talking about in that video are things that I've seen personally because I met some of these kids.
Me too.
And my heart goes out to you. Want to know where you can find them? You want to know where you can find severely autistic kids who are barely functional? Go to a YMCA. Go to any YMCA and you'll find them, because that's where they take some of these kids and some of these young adults and try to get them integrated into society, but they can't speak. They're the ones who go
Exactly.
like the stemming and all that.
Yeah.
My heart breaks for these kids and
for their families.
And for their families, because it's like there are people who like, I'm talking elderly people, because there are some who have these kids and you know they have cerebral palsy and they end up developing like stuff like that. These kids often can't even these kids can't even verbalize if something's wrong.
Can't speak.
They can't speak. They can't do anything.
I know.
I remember when another instance. There was a kid who was. There was a kid. I used to work out in Flushing, Queens, and there was a kid who was on the subway, and like the cops were trying to get him off. Right. His parents, I guess they just let this poor kid just roam the fucking city, but on a lanyard around his neck, they said it had a card like saying, "Hi, my name is so and so. I have diabetes. I'm severely autistic, and I'm deaf." It's like, and you're letting this, and like that's the type of person who RFK Jr. was talking about. Yeah. And I want to go to this real quick because
I just want to say real quick, as I just want to say, I used to work with kids like this too. So back like 15 years ago for a couple of years, and that's exactly how he described them. Is exactly how some of them are. I know some people are probably thinking like, well, no, I have this person who's on the spectrum, a kid, or I know Elon Musk, whatever. And they're not like that at all. But it's like there's a whole population of kids that are exactly like he described.
It's not
exactly like you guys described. And that's
I don't even believe in this autism spectrum anymore. I think this is a category error. This is just baloney.
Yeah,
it is.
And it might be. I don't know for sure. But the point is, like, my point is, like, RFK Jr. is not speaking out of school with this. This is the reality of it. And acting like he is means you're full of shit, or you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You've never been around these people.
No, and here's and I said this, and to your point, Josh, about the virtue signaling. Okay, like the people who are going to use this to kind of put themselves on a pedestal. I said this yesterday with Jamel Hill, who's always pissing me the fuck off.
Such an idiot.
She is. She said, thinking of the matter of fact, let me just set it up real quick. Thinking of my friend Holly Robinson Pete, who has raised a productive, amazing autistic son who is fearless, gainfully employed, and pays taxes. These were disgusting, irresponsible comments by someone who is charged with overseeing public health for hundreds of millions. Like, shut up,
bitch.
So then this is how I reacted. I said RFK's remarks on autism being a disease that can be treated and possibly cured is going to separate those who actually care for their kids and those who use their kids, or in this mule's case, her homegirls, like fucking trophies for virtue points. Yet another moment of clarity brought forth by this administration. Glorious. I am tired of this. That woman
exactly right.
That woman don't even have kids. I could like I'm an uncle. Okay.
Yep.
I have an autistic nephew. Okay.
So do I.
And I love him. I love him dearly. Okay. But to sit there and listen to these people talk about how they're fucking neurodivergent while they're living in their $4,000 apartment and like, oh, I'm just a little weird. No, the fuck you're not. You're just an asshole.
You're exactly right. And
you're a wound collecting asshole that figures that, hey, if I just collect identities and oppressions like fucking Pokemon, I'm gonna be people will love me and appreciate me.
Here's some no, you're exactly right. Here's some shit that needs to be talked about much more publicly, and I hope that the Trump administration will get to the point where they start pushing this publicly. This is connected to the idea of so-called transgender children. Now, I'm going to lay out where I come from. I don't give a shit if people don't like it.
Preach.
There is no such thing as a transgender child.
Preach.
But because there is no such thing as a transgender person. That is not a real category that exists in the world.
Spicy take.
That's Amen. It's not spicy. It's normal and it's real and everyone knows it's true. Even the people who are angry at me right this very moment for what I said, they know that I'm telling the truth. There is no person on earth who was born in the wrong body. There is no person on earth who can change their sex. That's it. That's all I'm saying about it. I don't care what anyone says. Yeah. Stop the nonsense.
I mean,
So,
hold on. Josh, hold on. I got to disagree with one thing.
Okay.
The take had you said this take wasn't spicy. There's a little bit of Scotch bonnet pepper in it, just a little bit.
Only by comparison. Only that's the problem. I'm not criticizing you guys, but the very fact that you thought to call that spicy shows what a problem this is.
Yeah.
I just said something completely rational and normal.
I was going to say, Josh, I think there is, because you said there's no such thing as trans people. I think, I think there is such a thing as people who, I don't know, feel better or feel more like they're a woman or feel more like they're a man, even though they're not. But
you're not arguing with me. I didn't dispute that.
Right. Exactly. So that's why
I said. There's no such thing as a person who is born in the wrong body.
So that's why I said
not
that originally.
Real.
But then as soon as you clarified that, yeah, you're not born in the wrong body, I agree with that too. You cannot just change your sex 100%. So that it became a lot less spicy after I heard those clarifications.
Sure. I was only joking. I was joking.
Here's the reason I brought up so-called trans children. This is the real point, and we can think about this in terms of the claims of autism as well. We all know this. Y'all are going to see it the moment it comes out of my mouth. Transing your child is simply Munchausen syndrome by proxy. These are the same mothers that we knew of from the 1990s when it was the topic of movie of the week, who would put Lysol in their children's tomato soup or claim that her daughter had cancer. We know about the Dee Dee Blanchard case for sympathy and adulation. This is not like Munchausen by proxy. It's not eerily similar. It is Munchausen syndrome by proxy. This is direct, obvious, sick, maternal child abuse, and it is time for us to say it in public.
Transhausen by proxy.
Yeah,
Transhausen by proxy is a very real thing, and yes, it might be a pejorative, but the fact that
it should be pejorative.
It absolutely should be.
Because that is a horrible sin. That is the worst sin against your child that could, that I could possibly imagine. These parents should be in prison.
I agree.
It's also I agree 100%. It's predatory and it's selfish and it's delusional, because I think some of these mothers believe that it's true and they're doing the right thing.
Yeah, they have cluster B personality disorders.
And those people, cluster B people, generally tend to especially narcissistic personality and probably a couple of the other ones, they tend to warp reality to whatever they feel like they should or whatever they think is virtue signaling. And I want to bring up too, especially when the fathers are involved or they're married, it's like, this is where the men need to step up and stand up and be like, hey, I love you, honey, but this is not what you do with our children. This is crazy.
Well, they don't. What incentive? What incentive? No, it's not. It's not just that.
Or they believe it.
If I can go, no. It's something else. It's worse than that, because these fathers are kept from doing what they need to do to protect their kids. They are kept from doing this in some states by law. Even in states that you wouldn't expect. Because I seem to remember this case. This guy was just on the internet talking. It was just on X talking about it. I cannot remember his name, but he had been fighting to get his son back from the mom that had transed him. Okay, and he fought through. I think his last name is Younger, if I'm not mistaken.
Younger.
Yeah, Jeff Younger. Yeah, Jeff Younger. That guy fought like hell to get his son back and lost. And it was the worst thing, because the mothers, these children's mothers will take the kids, traffic them into another state, do all sorts of shit to that child, and will have the blessing of the state, the blessing of the government.
Vermont is one of them.
Vermont, New York,
Minnesota,
California,
Colorado. These are literally kidnapping facilitation laws. They're human trafficking facilitation laws. They are parental kidnapping and parental mutilation. This is mutilation. It is vivisection. I mean this physically. This is surgical torture.
It is
surgical and chemical torture.
Yeah, what else could it be? I mean, it's neutering, spaying and neutering your kids, and I mean, It's like one of the funny thing is, if you think about it, it used to be one of the worst things. If you ask any man, like most men, and when I was growing up, and like they'd rather have their fucking left arm cut off than have their dick cut off, right?
Of course.
But now it's just like, no, this is great. We have to do this. This is care to do this to our sons, and it's like, wow. Okay, we're gonna do this to minors. You don't let them smoke cigarettes. Don't let them get a tattoo.
You know why we're in this sorry state is it's another example of the toxic feminine is out of control.
Mm-hmm.
Women get away with the most egregious social and legal crimes in our modern society, and are let off for it. They never see the inside of a courtroom. It is just absolutely incredible. These laws are literally written for abusive mothers. I mean, and that is actually what they're written for. And it is astonishing to me.
Yeah, and you're not allowed. I mean, like there's this whole, we've seen this throughout woke stuff. It's like there's this whole shield that they have of whether it's talking about race, you're a racist, so you can't question it. If you disagree with women, you're a sexist. If you disagree about this topic, you're transphobic and sexist.
Yep.
Or homophobic. They just
it's even worse.
The homophobic part.
You're not just sexist. You're misogynist.
Misogynist.
That's the emotional. This is the cluster B emotional inflation. It's histrionic personality style.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Catastrophizing and exaggerating, like you were talking about earlier in the show.
Yeah.
Chavez.
So I want to get into another thing here. I think I'll save. Well, first off, I want to just send a quick shout to J.K. Rowling, who was vindicated for all time by the United Kingdom Supreme Court this week. An absolute legend. Miss Rowling, if you want to come on to Apostate Radio at any time, if you ever see this, I'll bring Josh on and we can all talk to you. Okay.
Yeah.
But thank you. Yeah. But I just want to give a shout to J.K. Rowling because that's the UK Supreme Court finally codified that just because you might identify as trans does not mean that you actually are that thing. And again, you're not a woman. And thank God that this whole thing is over and done with.
She was super important.
Real quick.
Yeah. With this.
Now, we've talked a bit about how cluster B and this extreme narcissism that we see these days manifests primarily in women, in females. There has been a sector of this that has that has manifested in men, and it's this weakness in men. Usually you could tell that the most narcissistic men, the most overtly narcissistic men, are total weaklings. And nowhere has this been. I mean, we could talk about fucking what's his name, Cory Booker's 25-hour, tirade.
Timu Obama.
Right, Timu Obama. We could talk about that, but I want to talk about one of the senators from my home state of Maryland, regretfully, Chris Van Hollen, who debased himself. What's that?
What a old.
Oh my God. Total debasement. Let me see if this is the right one. Oh, this isn't it. No, that's not the right one. Total debasement.
Yep.
Of himself by going down. We've heard a lot about this illegal immigrant from El Salvador.
Yep.
Confirmed member of Mara Salvatrucha 13 MS-13.
Los más malparidos de El Salvador.
My poppy.
Oh shit. You relax, Josh.
Wait, what did Josh say?
He said something
puppy.
puppy. Yeah, something puppy. Not. Yeah. You chill out, buddy. But not so Chris Van Hollen just freaking embarrassed himself. It's real, and it's not just Chris Van Hollen. This morning, just to kind of settle, kind of get ahead of ourselves here. This guy Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who again confirmed. I'm going to show you an example of narcissism in weak men.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. A lot of examples of that.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll like this example. Joe Scarborough.
Yeah, there's another one.
The weakest fucking men I've ever come across.
Yeah.
He said from Devory Darkins, MSNBC's Joe Scarborough throws a fit over El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele's social media post trolling Maryland Senator Van Hollen for meeting with a Salvadorian MS-13 gang member and suggests the politician should pay more attention to his upcoming election. You'll like this.
It's curious, and I just think it's curious that foreign leaders often make the same mistake that, and I know you've heard it, and I've heard it, somebody gets elected president, and everybody in Washington, D.C. for about 6 months thinks, well this person's going to be president forever. And we've got to move all of our policy. And then about 6 months, and you're like, oh, wait. Yeah, gravity. Yeah, it still exists. Political gravity still exists. The contempt the president of El Salvador has for United States rule of law, the mocking of people in the United States, it's as if somebody in El Salvador hasn't told him that there are going to be elections a year from now. And I think most smart money right now would say Democrats are going to do pretty well. So Democrats will be funding whatever aid El Salvador gets. And I find foreign leaders make this mistake time and time again. They have this myopic vision. This is happening in America right now. American media exaggerates this, makes it seem foreign.
I can't take it. I can't take it.
I don't even I don't even understand what he thinks he's trying to say.
Yeah, I don't know.
My guess is that he thinks that there's an arrogance that I've seen, and I'm gonna play a clip of Chris Van Hollen. I have to look for it real quick.
Just to let you know, I've got 5 minutes to a hard out. I could stay talking to you guys all day. This is great fun. We should do it again, but I will have to
do it again.
duck out in 5 minutes.
I gotcha. Because damn, then that means we're not gonna be able to talk about this last thing I wanted to talk to you about, which was the whole thing about Austin Metcalf.
Let's do it again soon.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll talk about that. But I got to
have him on like a second part or something, or like
absolutely,
like an hour segment if he wants or whatever.
Because listen, Josh,
midweek
for the record, Josh is a man that I really want to have a beer with.
Yes.
But do you even drink or no?
Not anymore. I was a drunk for 20 years. I am sober now.
Okay. Yeah. All right. My apologies then.
No. I'm not one of those obnoxious dry alcoholics who tells people they can't drink. I still cook with wine. I'm not bothered by people drinking in front of me, so I'll clink my seltzer to you.
There you go.
There well, I'll drink one with you then. But no, like it's these this weakness in men.
Yes.
And a lot of this is that it's like that the penalty of being in the long house for so long.
Let me give you here's an anecdote that I'll kind of leave off with that I think will make sense to you guys and to your audience too. This is again another example of as in the home, so in society. I see in men like Joe Scarborough and many others who you're correctly describing as weak and enabling. They're the same kinds of people they're the same kinds of weak husbands that you see marrying women like my mother. So take my mother's husband, for example. 9 years ago when I had the confrontation, I had to go to court and evict my mother from a home that I owned.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that was she was abusing her husband. I don't know. I suspect she was abusing him physically. I can't prove it, but she was certainly abusing him emotionally, screaming at the top of her lungs, calling him a retard, throwing skillets through the air to try to hit his head, putting holes in the wall, this kind of behavior. My sister and I were afraid for him. We were afraid that my mother was actually going to hurt him. So when my mother was out shopping one day, I called him when I knew that he could talk by himself. And I said, my sister and I are worried about you. We have a plan. If you want to get away from the house, I'm here today. I can pick you up, da 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 da. Right. I mean, this is a guy who my mother was threatening to break his skull open,
Yeah.
just right. He turned on us. He turned on me. He said, I was the crazy one. I was the one with a personality disorder. My mother only had problems because I was a horrible son. And he was saying he himself deserved my mother's abuse because he was, a shitty man and blah, blah, blah. Right.
Battered wife
So
syndrome.
that's stalker. That's Stockholm syndrome beat his ass.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, all spouses who have abusive spouses and stay there have something like Stockholm syndrome.
Yes.
So this is what I see happening with a lot of men. They are in fact abused, but they're complicit because they do her bidding.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So in this sort of ultra feminized political atmosphere where we're supposed to pretend that it's normal and moral to have warm, fuzzy feelings about foreign illegal aliens, but contempt for your next door neighbor who's an American, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The men who cooperate with this remind me of my mother's husband. They don't want to be rescued. They're getting something out of this. They're getting something out of it.
It's horrible. I mean, I know I've seen how this manifests in some other families. Like there's someone I know whose grandmother actually admitted that she was planning on setting her own son up to get arrested because of some money that he didn't give her. Okay.
Wow.
Willing to, and mind you, this son had already been had already had an altercation with the police, very nearly lost his life because of some BS that he really didn't have anything to do with. Okay. It gives me chills when I hear this, because again, like as a man, as someone who was a weak man at one point in my life,
yep,
I see that stuff and I'm like, bro, on you gotta get better at you gotta do better than that. Josh, an absolute pleasure to talk to you, man.
I'm sorry I can't do more today. We could talk about a lot. I appreciate you guys. I really
left us wanting more, Josh.
Yes.
We need more of this. I'm glad you're out there. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for being willing to talk about this.
Yes. Definitely.
I have hope. I have some hope. The Trump election gave me hope, but we have years of work to do.
We do.
We're not going to solve this year, next year, or the year after it.
Yes.
No, this is something that's going to take some generational work.
Yes.
And
you got to delouse the institutions.
Yeah,
That's
we
right.
do. Yeah, we do. Josh, I love you, brother. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for what you do,
and,
Josh.
I look for we're gonna have you back on pretty soon.
Really important
man.
what you're doing.
It is.
Right,
and before you go, I must say this. If it was not for you, I would not know nearly what I do about narcissism and cluster B and how this shit affects everyday life. So thank you for your knowledge, man.
Josh, Disaffected Pod, everybody.
Yes, Disaffected Pod. Please follow us, man. Josh, thanks again, brother.
All right, Josh.
Bye, guys.
Thanks.
Till next time.
Yes.
That was great, man. Josh is he really he gets cooking, man. He's got a lot of passion for this. I think he's freaking 99.9% right about everything, that he said, at least. And definitely got to have him on more to talk, especially about the gender stuff, about the narcissism stuff. Maybe we have him on again when we have some other gender guests that we have coming up.
I would love that, man.
I'm not gonna say who yet, but
yeah, I can think of
that might
one.
be the one. That might be the one. Have him on again too. Even if we have him on before then, great. But that might be the one because we could probably have a real fiery conversation with this other guest that I'm talking about because she gets fiery as well about this stuff.
Ooh.
So
you know what? Put who you have in mind in the private chat.
Yeah. Okay, I will.
Because we do still have some another thing that I want to get to. Because today, because there's a lot of stuff that's been going on of late. Oh no, I don't want to see that. Yeah, get out of here. You can go. You can go. Bye, Joe Scarborough. Fucking idiot. No, matter of fact, you know what's funny? This whole thing with Chris Van Hollen and Joe Scarborough is that wait a minute. It's this. There we go. That's what I wanted to show. You see that? The Trump administration fixed his ass real good.
So what's the story here with this? I know about this this guy who got deported, and they're saying he's wrongly. So this guy was an MS-13 guy.
So he was an MS-13 guy. Well, he is. I shouldn't say was. He is.
Yeah.
He
so
is
an
an
MS-13 deported. That sounds like horseshit.
Well, because it fits a narrative that
but it's not true, right? Like he's an El Salvadorian citizen. He's a legal alien, right?
He's an illegal alien. He's a woman beater. He beat the shit out of his wife on a regular basis.
As the token Latino man on this podcast, we do not need MS-13 people in this country. I don't give a shit if they fucking got over it. I don't give a shit if they don't technically feel like they're not anymore. And if they're illegal, it's like, you know what? Let's just take our chances that maybe they're not a good person to have in this country. MS-13 are fucking crazy. They're savages. They're brutal.
The shit that they did,
they're closed.
The shit that they did to, out on Long Island. Okay, the shit that they were doing to people on a regular basis out there. But they still do because there's still pockets of MS-13 out there.
Sure.
I've read stories of the cannibalism that they made people engage, that they made people who owed them money.
Mm-hmm.
The cannibalism and the overt barbarism that they make these my question, genuine question is why? Oh, why do you want these people in our country?
Do you want to make your neighbor progressive?
Why do you want exactly?
You call it progressive?
The Martha's Vineyard question.
Yes, the Martha's Vineyard.
The Martha's Vineyard question. Yeah, I'm gonna go there for a fucking minute. All y'all who are sitting up there like, oh my God, we Chris Van Hollen is doing so much, and we have to be behind him, and fucking what's his name? James Carville, who's like, I think we ought to have a Democrat down there 24/7. Okay, yeah. Tell me something. Are any of you Dems out here willing to put this man in your house? Do any of you out there want this Kilmar Abrego Garcia? Do any of y'all want that malefactor in your home or next to your home? You want any of his boys showing up, looking at like the Tren de Aragua, who were just taking over apartment complexes and shit?
Yeah, your daughter or granddaughter comes to visit or something. You want them hanging out around?
Yeah, at some point, I get it, right? Y'all want to be seen as these great and wonderful and matchless people, right? You want to be seen, and I get some of y'all might actually want to do the right thing. But at some point, y'all need to get some type of limiting principles. Somewhere in your pea brains, you have to stop worrying so much about everyone else around you and what they might think, and instead start to actually consider your own safety and your own needs and wants and the needs of your own country.
Yeah, exactly.
Because what Chris Van Hollen is doing right now, And what the Democratic Party are doing by insisting that the Salvadorian government let this dude go and bring him back home, what they are doing is they are proving that they no longer care the slightest amount about their own people. And it don't matter if you're white or you're black or whatever. You want to know how? I want to show you this, because this is what they're doing now to their electorate. Okay, Democrats are abusers. Leftists are abusers. Take a good watch of this piece of propaganda from the New York Times' Ezra Klein. Wait a minute. Why is it not showing up? Why is it not showing up? Okay, it's populating. Okay, you know what? I could have sworn.
You can find out. I'll start talking if you want to look for it. But I think I think
let me drop down.
Yeah, as I said, we said many times, I think on this podcast, like people need to start thinking about how we're like a big family. This country, the nation, is a big family. The citizens of this country, and we got to look out for each other and communities, and look out for the safety of our community, and look the rights and the privileges of our own people. And I mean community as in the people who live around us, the people we work with, the people that we go to, have our kids go to school with, that we maybe go see the fireworks with, or go to the share the beaches with, that sort of thing. That's a real community. Not like Latino community, a Black community, a gay community, and trans community. Like those aren't really real communities. Those are just like political factions or categories that the left wants to use to flex power. But it's horseshit for the most part, right? Those aren't real communities. There's plenty of people who are very conservative in every one of those groups, and people who are very progressive. And I wouldn't want to say liberal, because most progressives aren't very liberal anymore. They're about they're not trying to be. They would like to get rid of free speech. They like to deplatform people, like to censor people. They like to mutilate kids. So they want to have open borders, which is crazy. Like, who the hell has open borders besides the woke left, I guess, in Western Europe and America now? It's like, so you got to let people. Anyways, what I want to say is that we need to, like, to echo what Isaiah was saying, is we need to focus on protecting our own communities, our own kids, our own families, our parents, grandparents, vulnerable. I mean, everybody's vulnerable to these people, not just even men, even grown ass men, big men, because they have guns, they have gangs, they have weapons, they work organized, they do organized crime. Everybody's vulnerable technically. But especially we need to protect our kids, especially we need to protect our women. Women are getting raped, they're getting killed, people are getting pushed in fucking subways, abducted, human trafficking. It's like, and yeah, maybe it's only 1%, maybe it's only 5%, maybe it's only 10% of illegal aliens. Who knows? I don't know. Even if it's 1%, even if it's 0.00009%, it's like there shouldn't be having any percentage of illegal people doing this in this country
at all.
Like, yes, you have to put up with, to a degree, citizens committing crimes, and then as soon as they commit crimes, you put them in jail, put them in prison, hopefully, punish them. But at least you give them a chance. They're citizens. They have a right to be here, and give them a chance at first to see if they're going to screw up. But if you have illegal people here who are already committing crimes by being here, and some, I'm not saying they're all bad people. A lot of them are really good people, and they're hard workers, and they're actually good for the country. A lot of these people, but some of them aren't. And if they're a fucking MS-13 or the Venezuelan Trinidad or cartels or human traffickers, what are we even talking about right now? Why is this even a discussion?
It's a discussion.
I gotta go.
They absolutely do.
That's it.
And the reason, but again, the reason why it is a discussion is because, one, these people need congressional seats. Democrats need congressional seats.
Seems like that's what it is.
Okay. They need congressional seats and votes. Those are the only two fucking things that they
want. How many people have to
want.
die and be raped and abducted and bludgeoned and robbed to help out Democrat political power?
As many as are necessary for the revolution to take place. Because please understand, because if we're being totally honest, like assassination culture is already here. Like we've already got.
Trump almost got shot, or Trump did get shot.
Trump got
Luigi
shot,
Mangione.
and almost Trump got shot, and there are now 2 unsuccessful assassination attempts. The one with Ryan Ruth, and then there was another one. This 17-year-old boy just got picked up.
Trying to go after Trump
recently, yeah. This was like a couple days ago.
And then you see all those pictures and memes and posters. Like, wasn't there a poster in the one in a university where they're kind of like, what's it? Only takes one time being lucky or something like that. Talking about trying to kill Trump. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So we're seeing that. It's like I think I retweeted it the other day. Reposted it. I was like, imagine if like we had this of like Kamala. Somebody had this about Kamala or Biden or something, and like it would be a freaking international scandal. We'd be hearing about it for fucking 2 years about how the right is a terrorist, dangerous terrorist organization.
Yeah.
But they do this for Trump like every other freaking week, and it's nobody says anything about it on CNN or MSNBC. Like nobody really cares. New York Times, that's okay. He deserves it. He's a fascist.
Yeah, it's
like
Nazis.
Yeah.
I think this is it.
We are not even 100 days into this administration, and we are already faced with this level of horror.
Yeah, I found it. So this is what I call Dark Ezra Klein.
Good old Ezra.
Yeah, from the New York Times. Dark Ezra Klein. Yes, this guy, like I was saying earlier, the left abuses their electorate. Okay? Leftists abuse their voter base on a level that is, quite frankly, despicable. Okay? They need people prepared to do violence. They have already engaged in operational preparation of the environment on a bunch of different levels. They are desperately they are desperate to see something happen to either Elon Musk or Donald Trump or something like that. Okay, we're talking about people who have literally said all of my problems, all of the country's issues in this society can be boiled down to one person or one group of people, like it was during COVID. And if we don't do what must be done, then our lives, it's the inversion of Jay-Z had a line in a song where he says, "What you eat don't make me shit," right? This is the inverse of that. What that person eats, what that person does, gives me the shits. And unless I do something about that person, I'm going to keep shitting. Okay. So this is the abuse that the left induces onto its people. From the New York Times' Ezra Klein.
We are not even 100 days into this administration, and we are already faced with this level of horror. And I can feel the desire to look away from it, even in me. What all this demands is too inconvenient, too disruptive. But Trump has said it all plainly and publicly. He intends to send those he hates to foreign prisons beyond the reach of U.S. law. He does not care. He will not even seek to discover if those he is sending into these foreign hells are guilty of what he claims, because this is not about their guilt. It is about his power. This is how dictatorships work. Trump has always been clear about who he is and the kind of power he wants. And now he's using that power. And everyone around him is defending his right to wield that power.
The foreign policy of the United States is conducted by the President of the United States, not by a court. And no court in the United States has a right to conduct the foreign policy of the United States. It's that simple. End of story.
The Supreme Court said exactly what Marco said, that no court has the authority to compel the foreign policy function of the United States.
That's up to El Salvador if they want to return him. That's not up to us.
Mr. President, you wanted people to know that there was consequences if you break our laws and harm our people and endanger families. And this is a clear consequence for the worst of the worst, that we have somewhere to put them.
If President Donald Trump decides that you are to rot in a foreign prison, then that is his right. And you have no rights. And if he is capable of that, if he wants that, then what else is he capable of? What else does he want?
What in the world is he talking about? I mean, I don't even know why he shared those clips, because they make him look stupid. I mean, are they? He should have said, if you want, look, are they lying? Is Marco Rubio lying? Is Stephen Miller lying? If they are, let me know. Like Ezra, like explain, are they? Because if not, if that's what the fucking Supreme Court ruled on, then that's how it goes, man. And like, he's not just, what did he say? Something about like he's doing it. He gets rid of people just because of his hate. Like, really? He just hates. He just throws out everybody he hates, or is he throwing out illegal aliens? Like, I know, like, I'm sure they made mistakes sometimes. Maybe they sent throughout some people who maybe were American citizens or green card holders. Maybe they weren't supposed to be sent off. So I'm sure there's been mistakes, and that's going to happen with a big operation like this. And hopefully those people are able to come back. But good Lord, man, it's like these are MS-13 people. Some of these people, or Trinidad or whatever. It's like they got to go back home. That's it. What the fuck don't you understand about that, Ezra Klein?
So here's what drives me insane about this.
What a nonsense video that was.
It was nonsense, but at the same time, it's effective propaganda.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I mean, proper credit where it's due. This was a fantastic piece of agitprop. Yes. Because from the lighting to the music, to the horror music, dark but stylish, to the stills that they use of the stills that they use of Stephen Miller, looking like Smeagol, like I want the precious.
Yeah. Ezra's in the dark and the resistance is our last chance.
Right, like you're in a fucking bunker. Yeah, you're in a fucking bunker on like the 15th floor of the New York Times building on 8th Avenue. Like, get the fuck out of my face.
We're next.
Like you're next. And let me tell you something. I'm particularly sensitive to this because. Well, I'm not sensitive to the agitprop, that is, but I hear this a lot amongst black folk. Okay, now I want to talk to my brothers and sisters for a second. Okay, I want to talk to y'all about this because I didn't heard some of this.
This is the Black Rush Limbaugh probably talking.
Because I didn't heard about some. I didn't heard this shit from some of y'all. I'm talking about co-workers and family members. I didn't heard this from y'all.
Isaiah about the code switch.
Talking about Obama gonna send not about Trump gonna deport me. Trump gonna deport us. He gonna get black people out the hood.
Good
he gonna deport your ass. He gonna deport you if you don't do right. Yeah, exactly. That's the very first fucking question that I want to ask. Where?
He's gonna pick an African country on the fucking map or something, or Jamaica or Haiti. Or something?
Let's see. He just gonna start in the South Bronx. He gonna start in the South Bronx and get rid of all these little N-word children that don't know that Kathy Hochul said don't know what a computer is, right? Y'all don't even go to other boroughs unless you have to in New York City, much less another fucking country. But y'all want to say, well, Trump gonna deport us. Where is that man gonna deport y'all to?
I don't get it.
Like these people, like no bullshit. People have genuinely been induced with mental illness to believe that Trump is such a racist that he's going to empty out the hood of all the black people, right? That he's just going to get every single black person out the hood and move all the white people in. But meanwhile, these same people have nothing to say when Democrats put illegals into our neighborhoods and kick all the black people, all the black women and children, and the black veterans who were in these homeless shelters all throughout Brooklyn and the Bronx and all these other ones.
Paid for by our tax dollars.
Paid for by your fucking tax dollars.
and like fucking luxury hotels.
And y'all don't want to say this. Y'all,
cell phones,
the Biden administration, the Hochul administration, and yes, even Eric Adams until he wised up and got away from all that. Every single administration with the D in their name conspired to warehouse illegals into your neighborhoods, black people. They were using, I have said this before, and I'm going to say it again. The Democratic Party were engaging in a dry run of the Great Replacement in black neighborhoods all over the country, in big cities all over the country. And y'all sit up and go, and y'all will line up and vote for these Democrats like as if your life depended on it. Kathy Hochul will say again, that black folk don't know what a computer is. Joe Biden, the now former president of the United States, talked about how, I saw a whole bunch of colored kids when I was young. I didn't see too many black kids. See all these colored kids. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks, right?
Hey, speaking of Biden, man, Biden did say, and this is probably a big part of it, Biden said if you don't vote for him, then you ain't black.
Exactly.
So maybe that's what it is. People want to keep their black card.
All these fucking pro-Democrat people out here saying that they don't know what's going to happen. And let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you this, right? Because this is actually going to dovetail into this next thing. This whole thing with Carmelo with a K, Anthony, killing that white boy Austin Metcalf. This is going to be the final nail. This is going to be the beginning of the end of the civil rights era in this country. I know. I said yesterday I was talking about how, for those of you who don't know, Carmelo with a K, not the basketball player,
former Knick,
and soon to be Hall of Famer. Carmelo with a K, Anthony, is a 17-year-old high school boy who took the life of Austin Metcalf. Okay, white boy who was sitting down in the bleachers with the rest of his family, or where's his family there? I don't remember exactly. But anyways, long story short, Anthony goaded Austin Metcalf into putting hands on him, and then Anthony stabbed him in the chest one time, pierced his heart, and he died in his twin brother's arms.
Oh no! I didn't know. I didn't know the full story behind this. I know peripheral.
Yeah. Oh, it's bad.
That's pretty
bad. And I'm not even going into some of the other stuff. Now, the family of the Carmelo Anthony's family, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. Typical hood rats. Typical hood rats. They got some money. They got money from somewhere. They might not have cracked open that Give Send Go that got close to $1 million in it, but they getting money from somewhere.
Yeah, of course. Because
they moved into a really nice house, and they got a car and all sorts of stuff while all these legal proceedings are going on.
Oh, man.
There was a press conference yesterday, and I actually have a clip of this. Now, when the murder first took place, Austin Metcalf's father basically got down on his hands and knees and begged and forgave. He forgave Carmelo Anthony for taking the life of his son. Forgave him.
Oh man!
At this press, if this press conference, if you want to call it that, Austin Metcalf's father actually went and attended, stood silently, and then the representative for Carmelo's family, for Carmelo with a K, Anthony's family, went on this legendary tirade.
Better breaking news and an update on the deadly stabbing in Frisco. Frisco police just confirmed a swatting call was made tonight.
Oh, wait. That's wrong. That's something I meant to add. That's I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. Yesterday I had said that this whole thing with Austin Metcalf and the family and with Austin Metcalf's murder was a distraction meant to sow division amongst Black conservatives and white conservatives, and that people should really look into it before let it play out in the court of law rather than the court of public opinion, because there's a lot of mudslinging back and forth. This happened today, or no, this happened last night. The Metcalfs, according to this local news report, got swatted.
Got a breaking news and an update on the deadly stabbing in Frisco. Frisco police just confirmed a swatting call was made tonight to an address belonging to the victim's father. Now that's a prank call designed to bring a lot of police to a scene. Tonight, Jeff Metcalf confirms to WFAA he wasn't home when it happened, but he did arrive about 5 minutes later. Now, this is new information, and right now we're working to learn more details. But earlier today, everything stopped and heads turned when Metcalf showed up to a news conference called by the suspect's family. Tonight, Matt Howerton has a desperate plea from Carmelo Anthony's mother.
They came to speak for the accused. Jeff Metcalf came for his son. The father of Austin Metcalf surprised cameras at a press conference in Dallas Thursday, waiting for the mother of Carmelo Anthony to speak for the first time. Anthony, 17, now charged with murder, out on bond after telling police he stabbed Metcalf in self-defense. Metcalf's father asked to leave the press conference, and then it began like this.
The father being at this press conference. These are my words. Don't quote anybody. Is a disrespect to the dignity of his son.
Metcalf telling WFAA he was just there to listen.
I'm not here to create a disturbance. I'm just here to stand by and witness this press conference.
And shook the hands of officers before leaving. Since he was asked to leave the press conference, we asked Metcalf what he thought about those remarks. Thursday night, he told us he's not talking to any media right now.
Our family has been under attack.
Anthony's mother, Kayla Hayes, did eventually speak.
The claims that were used about the public donation to buy a home or anything else are completely false.
Emotionally denying her family has used any money from a GiveSend Fund that's collected over $450,000. The internet has suggested otherwise and has flooded Hayes' family with threats, she says.
My 13-year-old daughter is afraid to sleep in her own bedroom.
At the presser, it was also revealed that Frisco ISD has moved to expel Anthony weeks before he was supposed to graduate. An accusation of murder on school property results in an automatic expulsion per the district's code of conduct. Anthony could appeal, and an advocate suggested that may happen.
Thank you, and God bless you.
Good Lord. So, I mean, this is narcissism, right? And right, like narcissistic personality disorder stuff right here. Like they're making the dad the bad guy, and like how do you just so they just happen to buy a house? What is it? The week after this happened, or I'm not sure what the timeline is, but they get all this money.
They're apparently renting a house that's worth like close to $1 million.
Yeah, so where they get the money?
Yeah, they're renting it. Yeah, and they got like a new car and all sorts of stuff like that. That stuff is true.
That's very
okay. The New York Post reported that. Now, whether or not, and again, I want to be very clear about this. I don't give a damn if it's Give, Send, Go money or some other money that you're getting. Okay, that money came from somewhere. Y'all out, you know what they didn't deny? They didn't deny the fact that they selling T-shirts behind this. Justice for Carmelo Anthony.
Jeez,
they're selling T-shirts behind this. So as far as I'm concerned, I know what I said yesterday. And I've never actually done this, but I take back what I said in them videos yesterday. this family, this is the most heinous thing that I've ever seen, where the boy who took Austin Metcalf's life is now being hailed as the hero in all this.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe it. This is some narcissistic. This is some cluster B shit, man. It is just like
as if the little
just like Josh was talking about.
as if that boy couldn't take an ass whooping on a fair one. And that's a problem I've always had with this new generation, with these new generations, is the fact that now y'all don't want to fight. Y'all don't want to fight nobody head up. No. You don't want to do that. First sign of trouble, you run right to the guns, or in this case, you run right to the knife and you stab and you pierce that boy's heart. All because what? He wanted because he asked you to move, or something of that extent.
That's so crazy.
And I'm gonna have more about this at another day. But when I tell you, I am so pissed off about this story. It genuinely breaks my heart. My heart breaks for the Metcalf family.
Yeah.
And because because again, what we're seeing, and this genuinely hurts to say this, we are seeing the inversion of bad being good and good being bad.
Yeah. Yep.
Woe unto them who call evil good and good evil. Why are you being hailed as a hero? Y'all went from being martyred when it was Trayvon Martin and Mike Brown and all these other ones.
George Floyd turned all of society around for George Floyd. And we talking about an abuser, a counterfeiter, a drug addict. Robbed the pregnant woman. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I think he beat that pregnant woman up.
Yeah.
But we extolled the virtues of this man, and the Democrat Party turned society completely and totally upside down and really did plunge us objectively into a communist revolution.
Yeah, it was a Maoist.
It was full-blown Maoism. Yeah. And so now we've gone from the black life, we've gone from black men being valued in death, only in death, to now a young black man in this case, being valued if he takes a white life.
Yeah.
Do we like this is barbarism. This is barbarism. And honestly, I firmly believe that I said yesterday this was intended to sow division amongst white people and black people. I do believe that I believe this. I still do. But in terms of that's really in terms of the virtues that we are now extolling, we are now saying it's okay. You should be hailed as a hero for taking the life of someone who even lightly threatens you. Black people should not be expected to be held to some higher standard. We should now be set at we should now get preferential treatment because of the quote unquote historical marginalization. To the point where a black child can take a white life and be hailed as a hero and sell some fucking t-shirts behind it.
Totally
That's
backwards.
communism in praxis.
Yeah, it's totally backwards, man.
Yeah, it's totally backwards. And
if the races were reversed, we'd be saying the same thing, right?
No, if the races were reversed, we'd have another summer of love, which I still think could happen.
Oh yeah.
It still could happen. But unfortunately, because of what we're dealing with and who and it's like what we're seeing is now, even though the Democrats have lost power on the national level, They still hold society. They still hold social power. They still hold the power of perception in the media. They still hold all of the, you know, the educational institutions and everything else. So they literally control, for the most part, what America sees and reads and hears.
Right. Many journalists hold that anti-racist view and that critical theory view where, you know, it's like, well, you know, but they're an oppressed black person. This is a white person who's privileged, and white supremacy culture is everywhere. And so it's kind of justified, actually, because you don't know how he felt, and you don't know what, you know, it's like white people kind of had this coming. This is like their point of view still. Like, and they teach this in universities. Like, this is Marxist critical race theory, race Marxism.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it is. And that's why these people, this is why this, like, even quote unquote top journalists, top publications, very smart people, sometimes this is the way they see things, or they pretend this is the way they see things, and they will celebrate this, and they'll even lie about stories, or they'll mischaracterize stories, or they'll be quick to jump and be like, I bet you it was a white man who did this, and then it ends up being like a freaking Latino or brown Muslim guy who did a shooting, a mass shooting, stuff like that, or a trans person, and then they don't talk about the story anymore.
Nope.
Like, that's the kind of stuff they do, and it is absolutely bananas. Like, if this is all the way Isaiah characterized it, and it looks like it is based on what we just saw, it's like, how the hell is anybody celebrating this kid? Like, how is this, like, the dad can't show up to the press conference? How dare they say he's disrespecting his son's legacy or whatever they said? It's like, they killed his fucking son. He should be able to show up at the press conference if he wants, and you're making him out to be the villain? What the hell's wrong with you? What the hell is wrong with you?
It's because well, it shows just the
crazy
overall. It shows that every single social construct the Democratic Party have claimed to uphold is all gone. It's all over now. Stop looking for it. It's gone. Remember how years ago they used to get on everybody about victim blaming and all that?
Yep.
Don't blame the victim. Believe all women. Remember that? Believe all so and so. Yeah, that
all
shit
black
is
people, Black Lives Matter. Yeah,
right. Believe all black people. That's how Taxi Funtas got caught up.
Yep.
Because black folk would never lie about the racism they experience. And look what happened.
Yeah.
But that enrages me, because now the victim. Now it's no, we're going to blame the victim. If the victim hits certain identity points, if the victims of meets certain intersectional criteria, now we're going to blame you. You had this coming. This is societal retribution.
Yes, that's what they believe.
You're right, and we're going to.
That's not an exaggeration. Did you on this topic, Isaiah, do you hear about the Deshaun Leith situation too?
Oh, you mean the critical consciousness berserker? Oh yeah, I heard about that.
So
I heard about that.
I mean, I don't know the exact reaction from the left is, but I'm assuming some of them are running with it. They're like, "Oh, cop killed him."
Nope.
This isn't no.
Nope. Because guess what? No. Because guess what? Body camera, baby.
But they still will run with it. Some of them will.
They gonna try, but guess what? But it's gonna fall flat. Because again, what did we see? What did we see? Matter of fact, let me pull it up.
He's a black charity worker, community leader. So that's the first thing they lead with. It's like he seemed like he was high as fuck on something, and he was just trying to beat the shit out of a police officer on the highway. He's lucky the police officer didn't. If I was the cop, I probably would have shot him like 2 seconds into it, because I'm not trying to get thrown into in front of a car in the highway. Like you can't risk that. It's my, I got a family. I have kids. I have people care about me. I'm not gonna like risk my life and not defend myself to the full extent. I'm not gonna have a fucking boxing match with some guy who's bigger than me on the freaking highway. Like, I'm surprised this cop showed so much restraint. It's crazy, because people don't understand how dangerous that is. All you have to do is get bumped into the wrong car and you're done.
I said this. I'm trying to find my quote, quote tweet, because I quote tweeted this. either yesterday or a couple days ago, where I said this is what happens when critical consciousness reaches critical mass. And I'm trying to find it now, because for those of you who don't know about this, this guy Leith is like, he was bad news, bro. Like he had already been in some trouble, but then here we go. Wait a minute, that's not it. Like, you know what? I am gonna pull this up. I'm gonna pull this up right here, because people need to see this and understand it. Let me just go to present. Bear with me a second here.
So Isaiah, the left hasn't been running with this then? I haven't really caught up with like Twitter, but I just saw this story, and I think so. This guy died or no? Deshaun Lee?
Oh yeah, he did.
So
he did.
How did he die from?
He did get shot. No. Yeah, they got there. They had
fighting for a freaking while.
They were, and so what ended up happening was, this guy, Jesus Christ, he looks fucking possessed.
No, he was. He
looked. Like this guy looks like he's demon possessed. Okay,
he was super high on something, I think.
And I'm still looking for the video, but this guy fought with a cop, ate a taser. He ate being tased. Okay.
Yeah, he stole that
cop's. He stole that cop's cruiser.
Jeez.
Went on an 11-minute chase. Okay, an 11-minute chase, and eventually did get done up by the by the police. Which
he doesn't
again,
have a choice. The cop doesn't have a choice. I'm surprised he didn't do it like freaking 5 minutes earlier, because this is such a dangerous situation. And it's not up to him to be like, well, let's see if he calms down. It's like he was not calming down. This isn't a highway. This is the kind of situations that the left would run with if there wasn't body cam image and like, oh my God, a cop killed another unarmed black man and all this stuff. And it's just like, this stuff happens more than you think. And I'm sure there's definitely times when cops are wrong and cops are assholes and even being racist sometimes and stuff like that. And maybe they're mistaken. They shoot too quickly. But this is one of those situations, like cops go through this a lot. And I think, the BLM, George Floyd summer, kind of they characterize cops as like, just killing black people all the time. And I think it was like there's only like 20 unarmed black people that were killed like the year prior or something, which is more than you want to see, obviously. But that's such a small, minute percentage of situations in a country of 330 million people. That's actually fucking good. That's actually great that the cops are not doing it that much. But they characterize them as like it was like a free for all where cops are just like hunting black people. And this is the kind of stuff cops have to go through, and they deserve more respect. Especially the good ones. They deserve more respect and realize that some of this stuff is these kind of situations.
So I found the video.
Okay.
I found the video. This is a bit disturbing. There's nothing bad there's nothing like bad in here that hasn't already been shown. But yeah, this is the body cam.
Apparently, he was in prison before too, which I'm not surprised by based on his behavior.
Yeah, this guy was nuts. This guy was nuts.
Yeah.
That's Jesus, bitch. That's Jesus, bitch.
That's Jesus.
On the ground.
He should never have been allowed to hold on.
Jesus. Hold on, Jesus. Okay, let's see. Good one. Let's talk for Jesus. Go ahead. Listen. Get down on the ground now.
Like this cop. I would have taken some distance, pulled out my pistol, and popped him in the leg a couple times at least.
I'm a Jesus. I use this off the radio. Look at that. The devil off the radio. Play that good gospel music. Everlasting God. In the name of Jesus. Thank you. Hey.
This guy's got the Holy Spirit in him.
Do anything that get behind me, I rebuke anything that's in front of me that's not a follower of Jesus. I tell them to get off the highway. If I can catch my breath, Jesus. Hallelujah. You know why I believe? They ain't got a mark on my face. You know why I believe? I got Jesus, baby. I got Jesus. The fuck out the way if you ain't got Jesus. And I told him about us looking forward. It ain't no next place mentality. It ain't no next place. It ain't no next place. Together. They didn't see no color. They didn't see no races. I swear to God, they didn't see no color. Thank you for the name of Jesus. Thank you for the name of Jesus. Thank you for the name of
And there you have it.
What is he talking about?
He's fucking high off his head, bro.
What do you think he's high on?
Oh,
PCP or some shit? The fuck?
Who knows?
Wet?
Who knows? Who knows? I'm gonna be honest.
Rambling.
That was
some GTA shit, man.
Well, it was. It absolutely was. And you see, like he wasn't even phased.
San Andreas.
Well, yeah, but you see, he wasn't even phased. He was still going, even when he rolled the car. When he rolled the cop car, that guy was out of his head.
Yeah, he was.
That guy was out of his head. There was nothing. But see, like, there's nothing when it's this far out in the open. Like, you can try that whole community organizer shit. You can try, because you could try all that community organizer nonsense. You can sit there and act as if this guy was an upstanding member of the community. Whatever the fuck he was on should let you know that Homie was not right. Homie was not in his right mind, and he was on some very, very powerful substances that he ain't had that nobody has no business being on.
Yeah, he lost control, man. It's sad. It's sad. Who knows what's going on in his life, but I just hope we don't hear any bullshit from the left. I know we'll hear probably from some.
You will.
Some stupid ass BLM people or journalists, woke journalists.
Yeah,
trying to make it seem like it's the cop's fault. It's like, no, the cop really held back quite a bit because he was.
That was significant.
Very dangerous situation for him.
Oh my God, that could have been bad.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been very, very bad. That was a lot worse than what it could have been. But anyways, that's our show for today. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us this Friday afternoon.
Shout out to Action Tunes, by the way. He was shouting us out, saying Happy Friday, Kings. I think he said. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Check out Action Tunes. Check out their animation, man, video games and stuff they got. Happy Friday, Kings. There he is.
Action Tunes. Listen. We should talk about some things. You're more than welcome to come on to the show. We could chop it up about whatever you like. But yeah, thanks again to Action Tunes for chilling out.
Everybody been talking to us.
Yeah, and everyone. Matter of fact, Finest City Cycling.
Here we go.
Jumping into the live stream a bit late, but if you want good ammo against the Cluster B bike activists and the Andy Bonow types, I'm your guy. Okay. I will keep you in mind, good sir or ma'am.
Shout out to Tamadez. Had a lot of good comments.
Tamadez says enjoyed it. Found you on X. Isaiah. Glad I found you. Happy Easter. God bless. Thank you, Tama, and welcome to the show. Please feel free to share the show with your friends. I know we're not exactly family friendly, but we're working on that. God ain't finished working with us yet. That's all I'm
right.
saying.
We're always working on it. Paul, not Zelda. Everybody came in.
Paul.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, happy
Easter.
Yeah, happy Easter.
Happy Passover, whatever you guys celebrate.
Yeah, thank you so much for all of your love and your kindness on a Friday.
A good Friday.
Yes, this was a very good Friday. This is a day that is celebrated amongst Christians. That when Christ died on the cross for our sins. And listen,
shout out to Jesus, man. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus. Absolutely, but not like that guy.
Yeah, I don't know if Jesus was
not like Leaf. That was not
I think that was the other guy.
No. That wasn't. No. He was calling Jesus Rodriguez or some shit. That wasn't the Jesus. That wasn't Jesus Christ, the Son of God, that he was calling on. That was some demon named Jesus.
Yeah. Beelzebub.
Yeah. No. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in. Once again, if you want to support the show, should you feel inclined, buymeacoffee.com/apostate radio.
Yeah, man. I need a wardrobe upgrade, guys. Remember I told you about my underwear? Holy.
So Sunday, our Easter Sunday show, we will be having Miss Julie Bailing on. She is one of the people behind the Beneath Sheep's Clothing documentary, speaking about how basically you're talking about the infiltration of communism into all the institutions. Like they talked about,
super important.
It happened.
Yeah.
Grandmaster James Lindsay is in this documentary. Shout out to the former guest and friend of the show, Dr. James Lindsay. We thank you, brother. And
read his books too, guys.
Right, read his books.
Podcast, new discourses.
Marxification, yes.
Yeah.
New discourses, all that kind of stuff.
Cynical theories, yeah.
Also, before we leave, I want to thank once again Joshua Slocum for joining us today. Greatly appreciate it. That you are welcome anytime.
Oh, yeah. We got to get Josh on again.
Yeah. I want to have Josh on. In fact, we can even, if there's a way that we could do like a joint Disaffected and Apostate Radio
that'd be
thing,
cool. Crossover.
Crossover.
Disaffected Apostate Radio crossover, man, like the comics.
Right. Disaffected apostates. You know, like the amalgam. Remember the amalgam comics that came out like back when we were. Yeah, like
DC Marvel crossovers. And
right.
Infinity War crossover back in the day. Infinity Gauntlet crossovers. That's
hell
like
yeah.
Early 90s shit. I remember that.
That'd be cool stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's our show. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy
follow
your
us,
Saturday.
guys. Follow us.
Please
Isaiah L.
follow
Carter.
us.
My brother Isaiah L. Carter at X. Me, Nostra Chavez on X.
And
Apostate Radio NY.
Tama has one last thing that she says. She'll also thank you for pronouncing my name correctly. Most don't.
Tama Dez, is that right?
Tama Dez, yes. Tama Dez. Ma'am, thank you. And again, thank you for taking time out of your busy Friday to come speak with us. So once again, thank y'all. We will see you on Sunday night.
That's right. See you Sunday, guys.